Joining us this morning to talk about Apple's outlook for the season is Gil Luria, head of technology research at DA Davidson, has a neutral and a 270. Gil, happy Black Friday. Good to have you.
Happy Black Friday.
We are hearing some anecdotal evidence of holiday strength, but you've written about supply constraints at Apple at the same time.
Yeah, so this should be Apple's best season in 4 years. Let's not forget, the only other time that we've had this big of an upgrade cycle recently was 4 years ago when the iPhone 12 came out with 5G. And then we had 4 years of flat to declining iPhone sales. And this is going to be a great iPhone sales season. They're expecting double-digit growth, again, which is impressive. For a long time, we talked about whether AI is going to drive it and the AI functionality. And at the end of the day, none of that mattered. The only thing that mattered is that a lot of people had 4-year-old phones. They decided to upgrade. So this is going to be a great season for iPhone, starting to pick up even more today.
Right. So why doesn't your rating reflect some of that enthusiasm?
Because here's the bad news about having an upgrade cycle. There's always next year. So again, 4 years ago, the last time we had double-digit growth in iPhone, a year later, there was a decline in sales for Apple. So there's always next year. And since there's not really a technology driving this upgrade cycle that could persist into next year, we're going to have to comp this next year. And that often happens faster than we think.
I wanted to ask you, Gil, about Nvidia, because I saw you quoted kind of critically. And I know it's a stock you like and have a buy rating on it. But seems like you were a little critical of their response to the Michael Burry short selling report and just how they've handled, what is it, communication or being defensive about some of the arguments. It's down again today, by the way, and down more than 10% this month.
Yeah, there's a lot to be worried about Nvidia, and the market's picked up on a lot of it. It's CapEx scrutiny. It's Chinese not being able to sell in China. It's competition from Google TPUs. There's a lot of things to be worried about Nvidia. Again, investor communication, the circular deals with CoreWeave. At the end of the day, though, we are using AI so much more. We need so much more compute that for the foreseeable future, we're going to build out a lot more data centers and they're going to be for the foreseeable future mostly with Nvidia chips. That's the only thing that matters. Sometimes the most important thing is the only thing. That doesn't mean we shouldn't be critical of Nvidia and some of its behavior. Let's not forget, part of the excesses we saw in AI were driven by Nvidia's behavior. So that's where we have to be careful. But as you step back, let's compare the two. Apple is trading at a higher multiple than Nvidia, in spite of the fact that Apple's going to grow earnings 10% and Nvidia is going to grow earnings 50 to 60%. So Nvidia is the most important thing is that we are using AI more, a lot more, and we're going to need Nvidia for that.
Yeah, and certainly their report from the last quarter, which we just got, showed that as well. To come back to Apple and AI, Gil, you know, they haven't shown us much. It was a concern. It seems to be less of one, given some of the reasons you just cited. That said, is it still something that you're waiting for? And what is it you're expecting we will get from Apple when it comes to the ability of the iPhone to really deliver on an AI promise, so to speak?
So it's actually one of the things investors have appreciated the most is they don't have to figure out whether Apple's a winner or not. Apple will be there one way or another. The way we're going to see AI in Apple is, first of all, when we use ChatGPT, we're using it on an iPhone most of the time or a Mac. But more importantly, we're just going to see it integrated more and more into the functionality. Our notifications are going to get better. The summaries of emails will get better. Photo editing. At one point, Siri will work better than it's supposed to. Maybe they'll just have to outsource that to Google or ChatGPT. So we're just going to get AI incorporated into our iPhone experience, which means that it's neither going to drive adoption, nor is it going to be a headwind. And again, investors like that they don't have to figure out if Apple's the winner. Investors have been whipsawed by, is Nvidia the winner, is Google the winner? With Apple, they don't have to worry about that. We're going to keep using our iPhones. We're going to keep buying new ones. And that's what investors like to see. They'll get more and more AI functionality over time.